Hey guys, I'm Micheal McCroskey. I'm the director of production here at Set Free, and I have a thought for you on this Thursday afternoon. Guess what this weekend is? It is the beginning of football season. So, my thought today is the game of football, Hail Mary, and Jesus in that order. Have you ever really thought about the game of football and exactly what's involved? You know, when you watch football, some of you may feel like it's the most exciting time in the season and you really like the way the game of football is played. But have you ever really thought about what's involved in the game of football? How much commitment, how much passion? When I think of football, I think that there's a game plan, there's a coach, there's players, and there's fans involved, and all that put together builds for the excitement of the season. So when we break it down, basically the coach gives the game plan or the playbook to his players. They have to study it. They have to memorize plays, and then they have to practice day in and day out, and they have to put their whole heart into that game of football. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of just hard work and determination. And those players that play, they'll tell you that they put their whole heart into it. So what happens when they do all of that? It basically creates a season for the fans to enjoy, but it also creates an environment for them to be successful and to achieve the goals that they are set before them for that season, which is to win a championship or to win a ball game. So the team is actually running all these plays. Sometimes I guess it can seem kind of boring if you're watching it because, you know, a play might only pick up 3-4 yards and basically you watch another series of plays and then they may have to punt the ball or it may take them 5 minutes just to achieve their goal of getting the football into the end zone. But what if all that changed? And what if the coach come out on the field and said, okay, guys, instead of all this hard work and determination and having to study the playbook, what if we just had one play? And if you really think about it, what is the most exciting play in football? That's a thought for itself. I'm going to say it's the Hail Mary. Has the Hail Mary ever been a successful play? Did it ever achieve the goal of winning ball games? Yeah, it has. But what if the coach said, all right, that's the only play we're going to run this season? How would that impact the game of football? How would it change the game of football? It would probably make the game less exciting to watch, primarily because you know what play's coming. It's the Hail Mary. Probably wouldn't have a successful season if you just ran one play, the Hail Mary, because your opponent is going to pick up on it and they're going to learn how to defend it, which is not a very hard play to defend. So let me ask you a question. How is your relationship with Jesus? Is it like the game of football that I described earlier where you study in the playbook, you're really putting your whole heart into it, you're committed, you have a passion for it? Or is it like throwing the Hail Mary? That's a good question and a good thought. Study your life and relate it to the game of football. What's going to make you most successful in your walk with Christ? You know, Jesus gave us a playbook. He requires us to read it. He requires us to study it. And you know what? If we do the things that's in that playbook, do you think we're going to be successful? Think about it a moment. Do you live your Christian life very methodically by doing what the Word of God tells us to do, trusting in His Word? You see, there's There's a verse that comes to my mind, Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 6. It says, trust in the Lord with your whole heart. Lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. It's almost like those players on that football field. They're having to trust their coach. They're having to trust the playbook. They're having to trust the players. And sometimes they may not understand exactly what the coach is trying to do in getting them into the end zone. But if they put their whole heart and their whole trust in the plan and the game plan that the coach has for them, they just might be successful and win a championship. So I challenge you today to take the Word of God as your playbook, read it, study it, and do what it says. And I guarantee you, if you do that and you don't throw any Hail Marys in your walk with Christ, you'll come out victorious. Well, that's my thought for today. Go Tigers!